Welcome to the Joy of Editing with Dave Kelly. On today's episode, this is an in-depth look at Topaz denoising software. The other day I showed you comparisons with different denoising software, but today I really wanted to take you into the nuts and the bolts of Topaz denoising software. We're going to get our hands dirty, we're going to get in there, we're going to move sliders around. I'm going to show you how it works, we're going to do comparisons at the end. I'm also going to do a Lightroom denoising, so I'll show you how I do that as well. And then we'll compare everything at the end. So I think you're really going to enjoy this one. So stay tuned and let's get started. I'm starting out in Lightroom today, and I just want to show you my settings. Under Basic, I just clicked Auto. I'm just a basic adjustment here. White balance as shot. Detail is shut off, so we're doing no noise reduction. And I also have on my lens corrections, remove chromatic aberrations and enable profile correction. So that's it, just a basic adjustment, all right? And so we're going to launch, we're going to be working with Topaz Denoise AI. It's two models of AI Clear and the Denoise AI model. And I'm also going to work with Topaz Studio 2, the AI Clear inside of Topaz Studio 2. And at the end, I'll do a Lightroom noise reduction as well. And then when we're finally all said and done, we'll go ahead and do comparisons of everything. By the way, this image was shot with a Canon 5D Mark II. ISO 2500, so that's a pretty high ISO for this camera, so it's kind of noisy. And let me zoom in so you can actually see the noise. And there's no noise reduction on here at all, so you can see the color noise and the luminance noise. So it's a noisy image, okay? No sharpening as well. It was shot at f8 and 1/400th of a second. Just to give you a little information about the actual image itself, it's a camera raw image. Now I'm going to right click it and send it into Topaz Denoise AI. So we're just going to come down here and click on Edit In. Edit In. Edit in Topaz Denoise AI. Now it's going to ask me what file format I want. And I'm going to send it in as a TIFF because that's a really high resolution file. ProPhoto RGB, 16-bit bit depth, and a 360 resolution because that's what my Epson inkjet printer uses 360, so that's why I use 360, if you're wondering why I'm using that. So I'm just going to go ahead and click Edit, and in real time you're going to see how long it takes to launch the program and do its initial phase of noise reduction here. And so there it is right there. It's in Denoise. There's two models here. It says select a model. It's very simple to use. Denoise AI or AI Clear. And then you have two modes, manual or auto. Right now it's in the manual mode, so not a whole lot's happening. The noise is at 15 and the sharpness at 15. The recovered detail is off and the chroma noise is off. I'm not going to look at this Denoise AI model. First I'm going to look at the AI Clear model, okay? So let's go ahead and click on AI Clear. And by the way, you see I have this in a split screen, so the image on the left is the original. The image on the right is with the denoising. Right now it's in the manual mode, and I'll explain some things here in a second. But also I wanted to show you, you also have a, you can view the original image here under single. Okay. Actually, that's a single size. That's with noise reduction. If you click on original, you see it without the noise reduction. So click original again, and you're back to a single view. I like the split screen view because it really helps you out because you can see the actual job it's doing. The left is, again, the original. The right is the noise reduction, okay? But you'll notice here in the AI Clear model, it's very simple. You have remove noise low, medium, or high. You take a choice here and try it and see what you get. And then you have enhanced sharpness, low or high. You can recover details with this slider here, and you can reduce or remove chroma noise reduction. I find in the AI Clear model, it seems like it does it for you, so I've really never had a need to use it here. I do use it when you're using the Denoise AI model. All right, so we'll look here. Now I'm zoomed in at 100%, so let's go ahead and zoom into 200% so we can really see here. Now you'll see some pixelation here because we are zoomed in really close here at 200%. So let's go, that's low, let's try medium. There's medium, and let's try high. Okay, so I'm thinking medium would probably do the job, and then let's see what the enhanced sharpness does. And let's go to a nice sharp part of this image, which is right here. There, you can see that's pretty sharp. And let's click this on high. Okay, so there's high. And it's hard to tell at that 200% because there is some pixelization in here. So let's go back to 100% right there. So now let's click it on low and let's go to high. So you don't see any haloing or anything. It's really good. But for our test today, I want to use this in the auto position because if you saw my last video, I did tell you that I really like this in the auto position. It's pretty much a one-click thing and you're done. So there's auto right there. And I'll tell you, it looks pretty good. You know, it could maybe stand for a little extra sharpening, but really I think that looks really nice. And I don't even have to touch the chroma noise reduction. So let's go ahead and save this out. See how long it takes it to actually bring it back into Lightroom. I'm using an iMac with an i9 processor, so it's pretty fast, and I have a 8 gigabyte graphics processor unit that is working with this software here. So it saves this out pretty quickly. And now we'll be in Lightroom here in a second. Here we are back in Lightroom. As I said, we're going to do our comparisons at the end, so stay tuned. We're going to zoom in up close and personal on all these images. So let's go back to the original CR2 image, the raw image. I'm going to right click it and edit in. We're going to go right back into Topaz Denoise AI with the same settings, and this time we're going to use the Denoise AI model. Okay, so, and I'm going to show it to you in manual, and I don't like it, or not, sorry. I'm going to show it to you in auto, and I'm going to show it to you in manual as well. We're going to end up making our adjustment in manual because I don't think the auto does a good job at all, and I mentioned that in my last video. So we're in Denoise AI right now, and we're in the manual model. So let's click it on auto and give it a second or two to render out here. And we are at 100% here, so let's move this around to a sharp part of the image, which is right here. So you can see right there. I don't know if you can really notice this. Let me zoom into 200%, but I see color noise in here, and I also see noise. As you can see, it does not look that good. Give it a second to render. See that there? It doesn't look good. Now, bear in mind that's 200%, so I'm really zoomed in here, so that does not look good. I'm going to go back to 100%. So that's in the auto mode right there, okay? So now we're going to go to manual. And there's only, and this is simple to do, there's only 3 sliders here. We have remove noise, sharpen, and recover detail. So I'm going to start out with, I'm going to leave these at the default settings here. I'm going to start out actually with the chroma noise reduction here. So, and you got to really be careful on this chroma noise reduction because it'll mess your colors up if you're not careful. And I'll show you what I mean. Let's go ahead and start to drag this to the right. And when I do, you'll see another slider pops open when I start to drag it to the right. I found for my images anyway, it right at 0.8 eliminates the noise. See, let me go back. See, I'm at 0.3, 0.4. 0.5, 0.6, you can see the color noise. I don't know if you can see that or not. Here's at 7, you can see it. As soon as I hit 8, the noise goes away. All right. And now this chroma noise reduction size is up at 0.50. Now let me zoom out and I'll show you what I mean here. Let's go back to, let's go to like 50%. It has to regenerate itself here. Takes longer when you're at a larger size here. But watch this noise reduction. Right now it's at 50. And compared to the image on the left here, it's losing some of its color. Watch when I take it the whole way to the right. See how the color gets really drained out of it? So I find that you got to be under 50 or you're not going to be happy with your color. So I'm saying you probably want this size up probably no more than 15%, I would say. Now let's zoom back into 100% here. And that looks good. I don't see any color noise in here at all, so that's good. So I would recommend, in my opinion, to do the color noise first. And then starting out at the default settings, I'm just going to start to move this noise up. It'll take it a second or two to render. Okay, and we're at 100%. I can see just a little bit of noise in there. That's looking pretty good. I'm going to go a little bit more. I'm going to say right around there. And now let's look at the sharpening here. Let's pull the sharpening up. Okay. But this sharpening's amazing. You won't get any halos or anything with it. It's really good. So I'm saying maybe right around in here. Something like that. Now if we wanted to recover some of the details, we could start to move this slider up to the right. And usually what I like to do is move it up till I start seeing some noise coming back in. Like right around there you can see noise. And then just back it off till that noise goes away. Maybe just a little bit. Maybe right around in there. Maybe just a little bit more. Right there. I think that looks pretty good. So on the left is the original, on the right is the denoise. Okay, so I have 76, 66, and 15 on the recover, and the chroma is at 0.08 and 0.15. And you can see down here, these settings are down here as well. 76 on noise, sharpness 66, recover 15. Okay, and I'm just going to go ahead and click on save, and that'll bring it right back into Lightroom. And this is real time again. See, this may be slightly longer with the Denoise AI model, but on my computer, I'd say it's definitely under a minute to do it, so it's not that big of a deal. So we're almost done, and we'll be in Lightroom right about now. We're back in Lightroom. And now let's go back and select the original raw image, okay, and we're going to right-click again. Edit in. This time we're going to come and edit it in Topaz Studio 2. Same settings, TIFF, Pro Photo, 16-bit. I'm going to do my resolution at 360. This may vary depending on what type of a printer you have or what medium you're going to put it on. But I'm going to leave mine for print, so I'm going to say Edit. And that'll open up Topaz Studio 2. Now in Topaz Studio 2, we're going to use the AI Clear noise reduction. And it's very simple. You just come up here and click Add Filter and click on AI Clear. And you're pretty much done at that point. Now you can manually adjust it in here as well if you'd like to. But let's go ahead and zoom in here a little bit. Right here. And that is that's in the auto position right here. And of course we have the same settings just like in Denoise AI. We have low. I'll click it on low so you can see it. Takes it a second or two to render out. Little blue bar goes across the top. There's low, there's medium, and there's high. And you notice how medium went fast. That pretty much tells me it used medium, okay, as its noise reduction for auto. So, and then we have a recovers details here as well. So I'm going to go back, and I think it was automatically set up at 0.10. It also has an exposure and clarity, but I'm not going to touch those. I'm going to put it back to auto and send it out as auto. And we'll compare it with the Denoise AI. So let's go ahead and click up here, accept, and that'll bring us back into Lightroom. All right, and here we are back in Lightroom. I'm just going to do one more noise reduction on the original raw file, and that's with Lightroom's noise reduction. And then after that, we're going to compare all the results. All right, so let's go to the original raw image, which is this guy right here. And let's go ahead and zoom into him. And let's go to develop. And now we're going to come down to the detail module here, and I'm going to turn it on. And this is the default sharpening setting. I'm going to go ahead and shut this off for now. Let's start with noise reduction. Now I'm just going to take my noise reduction and start to pull it to the right. I'm going to take my detail slider and take it the whole way to the left. This is the way I like to do it. I just use the default color noise reduction because I find that works out perfectly and I never have problems, so I don't touch that one. So I'm going to take the luminance up just till the noise goes away. And maybe something right around there. Looks pretty good. And then I'm going to take my detail slider, and what I like to do here is pull it up just so I start seeing some of that noise coming back through, and then just backing it off a little bit. So actually right up around in there looks pretty good. Now let's play with our sharpening. Let's add some sharpening to it. and maybe right around there, and the radius is at 1. That's going to be good here. Detail, I think that's okay. I'm not going to touch it, and I'm just going to do a little masking. I'm just looking for noise in here. I'm just trying to mask out some of that noise that came back when I bumped up my detail here. So I'm just going to mask some of that noise out of there, maybe somewhere right around in there. And that's my Lightroom noise reduction. Let's click back out. I brought all my results into Photoshop because I thought it would be easier to show you. We're looking at a 200% magnification here, focusing in on the sharpest part of the image right here. This is no noise reduction. So this is what we're going to compare everything to. The first image you're going to see is the Lightroom noise reduction right there. As you can see, it does a really nice result. But notice these areas right in here and these areas on this pod right here. Notice how detail is going to start to pop in there as I start to move into the land of Topaz. Now the first one is the Topaz Studio 2 AI Clear in the auto position. But watch the extra details pop in. And there's no noise whatsoever. So here's Lightroom and here's AI Clear. Pretty amazing. Next we move on to Denoise AI in the AI Clear model in auto. Okay, so it's similar to Topaz Studio 2, only it's the Denoise software. So let me compare it to Lightroom's denoising. So there you see it right there. After, before, after, before. And as you can see, there's a lot of nice detail in here. Okay, and also up in here. And now we're going to go to the Denoise AI manual. And this is now in the Denoise AI model. I know this gets confusing, but right there. And to me, this one looks the sharpest. Let me compare it to Lightroom again. Definitely looks the sharpness. There's a slight amount of noise in here, but I could have bumped up the noise reduction a little bit more. The other day on my tests, I thought that the Denoise AI Auto in the AI Clear model was the best, but here manually, I think you can get a little bit better results, but you got to take your time. But if you really want a fast noise reduction edit, use Denoise AI in the auto mode, AI Clear model, or Studio 2's AI Clear. Now let's compare Studio 2's AI Clear to Denoise Auto AI Clear and see the difference. So here's first Topaz Studio 2. And it looks really nice. Lots of nice detail in here. Now I'm going to compare it to Denoise AI Auto. Okay, so here's Studio 2. Here's Denoise AI. Studio 2, Denoise AI. I mean, Denoise AI is slightly better, but not that much. So if you had Topaz Studio 2 and you were using AI Clear, even on a 2500 ISO image, you're going to get great results. But I think Denoise AI software is the absolute best, in my opinion. Followed closely by DxO Prime, which I am not showing in this video. I'll do another video where I just show you how DxO Prime works, all right? But my favorite really is Topaz Denoise. And either using it in the Studio 2 AI Clear or the Denoise AI. Denoise AI is slightly better than the Studio 2, but either one of those you're going to be super happy with. Now, one more time, let's compare the original, and I'll just run up the line and show you each one. So here's the no noise reduction. Here's Lightroom. Okay. Here's no noise reduction. Here is Studio 2 AI Clear Auto. All right. Here's no noise reduction. Here is Denoise AI Auto AI Clear model. Beautiful results. Again, no noise reduction. And now Denoise AI manual, Denoise AI model. And to me, that one's the best. So, well, this was my in-depth look at Topaz denoising software, whether it would be AI Clear inside of Topaz Studio 2 or Topaz standalone or plug-in Denoise AI. Both exceptional. And I think after this video, you'll understand that, yes, they are exceptional. If you enjoyed this video today, please give it a like and share it with your friends. It really helps me and my channel to grow. And also, if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and click the bell notification icon. And then every time I upload a new tutorial, you'll be notified about it. Hey, also, please leave comments and questions in the comment section below, and I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you very much for joining me today in The Joy of Editing with Dave Kelly, and I'll see you all next time. But until then, happy editing.